and welcome to your Holiday Strong Sculpt full body class. Today's class, we will only be needing a free space, your body weight, and your smile, of course. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. We will be starting class in a all 4-point stance. We're gonna go ahead and shift your hips back on the exhalation, kind of like when we do a child's pose. And we're gonna go ahead and shift your body weight forward on an inhalation, bringing your body weight forward to really engage into the core and the back, and exhaling to shift your hips back. Beautiful opener for the hips on the way back, and core engagement and back on the way forward. And on the way forward, making sure that your low back doesn't dip down, making sure you're engaging through the low abdominals, your upper back is squeezed firmly, and we're continuously breathing through it. This is just the warm up here. We're not doing anything crazy, but we're warming everything up. Looking good, everyone. Let's do last 2 reps. Last opportunity to get a little bit deeper into the hips, the core, the back, and the arms. The calm before the storm. Nice. And on your next inhalation, let's go ahead and come back into all fours, starting with your right leg. We are doing forward direction circles. We are doing hip rotation, so fire hydrant circles, engaging the core and the glutes here, and of course your upper back, making sure that your low back doesn't cave down and you don't open the hips aggressively to the side, making sure the pelvis is facing towards the floor as we conduct these circles. Inhale as the knee comes down and exhaling to come into circle. And let's go ahead and slowly now switch the direction of the circles to the backwards direction. Making sure to check in with the core. Is it engaged? Making sure your navel is drawing up towards your low back and it's firm. So if someone were to come up and punch your tummy, it should be really, really tight. So really engaging through the core, and your glute should be working. Nice work. And let's go ahead and switch to the opposite leg, starting with the forward direction fire hydrant circles. And you may notice as we switch sides, one hip can be a little bit tighter than the other. If not, props to you. But if you do find that one hip is a little bit tighter, and not judging the sensations, but just noticing the potential differences between the sides. And let's go ahead and switch the direction. Breathing through it. We just have a few more reps left in these circles, and we're gonna move on to our upper body. Nice work. Let's do last 3 nice circles here. Full circles, breathing through it. Inhale down, exhaling to open. Great work. Let's go ahead and slowly now transition to our upper body. Bringing your toes down onto the mat, leaning forward, so really engaging into the core and the back. We're gonna start with our right arm, palm facing down. On the inhale, reach forward, tap your arm down in the center and flip your palm up towards the sky as you reach behind you, making sure that your arm is close to you, not away from you. As we sweep forward, inhale, tap in the center, exhale, flip the palm over and reach. Really making sure that the whole time you're consistently leaning forward. This is where the magic will happen. You'll feel all of your muscles that we are working here. It should be quite intense. Although we are not lifting any weights in today's class, really engaging through the muscles as much as you possibly can by effectively moving through these engagements. Nice work, everyone. Keep breathing through it. Nice. And let's go ahead and switch to the opposite side. As we switch to the opposite side, making sure you're checking in with that right palm on the floor and the hip. So making sure that you're not consistently moving your hip or your arm to the right side, but really balancing your hip and arm in the center. Reminder to consistently move forward or keep yourself forward so you're in this beautiful engagement for the back, arms, and core. Looking great. Last rep coming up right here. And on your next inhalation, let's go ahead and come into a seated position. Your fingertips can be facing towards you or away from you. I personally prefer my fingertips away for this particular exercise, but either way, we're gonna come into reverse tabletop, making sure that your feet are an equal distance with your palms. And on your next exhalation, we're gonna lift the hips up into neutral position in a beautiful reverse tabletop, and inhaling to keep the hips off the floor the whole time. So everything in the center should be opening and everything in the back line should be effectively working all the way from our back to our glutes and our legs. Nice work, everyone. Keep breathing through it. This exercise may feel quite simple, but don't worry, we are going to be adding on to this in just a second. As a reminder, making sure that your shoulders do not meet the ears, so really keeping your shoulders away from those ears and really lifting through the chest and the back, really pressing firmly with the palms down as we lift, and really making sure that your feet are engaged as well. You're creating same pressure underneath your feet, underneath your toes, your arches, and your heels. And on your next exhalation, let's hold the reverse tabletop at the top. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. And on your next inhalation, slowly lower the hips all the way down to the floor. And we're starting off with our right hand adding on to the reverse tabletop. We're gonna come into crab, and I'll be showing two different variations for different levels. The first variation is gonna be with the right arm flexed. We're gonna lift the hips up like we were just doing in the reverse tabletop. And now we're gonna cradle that right bicep in towards your right ear, and then bringing yourself back into neutral, hips hovering off the floor. Inhale and exhale as we lift and rotate to that left side. If you do find your heels lifting off of the floor excessively as you rotate your upper body to the side, we're going to be conducting the second variation where we're going to be just focusing on the hips lifting up and down with that single arm. So instead of doing this leaning to the left side, we're going to be doing just the lift up and down with single arm only, no lean. Either variation, we're going to be right here. Keep focusing on the breath work. Inhale to hover the hips off the floor, and exhaling to lift or reach. Great work, everyone. Reminder to keep the navel drawn in towards the low back so that you're protecting your spine. And let's go ahead and slowly now switch to the opposite hand. And again, reaching your fingertip behind you and making sure your shoulders are away from your ears, and coming into either version 1, which is the left arm now cradling in bicep towards ears, reaching to the right, or just simply lifting the arm up with the hips in the center. Exhaling to reach or lift, and inhale to hover. Great work, everyone. Keep breathing through it. You got it. Great work, everyone. Keep breathing through it. We have last 3 reps. Nice. And on your next inhalation, let's go ahead and sit back on the floor, bringing your back of the palms in front of your chest, reaching forward and really stretching out your upper back and your arms, bringing your navel behind you and finding a nice release for the wrists. Now interlacing the hands, creating a beautiful wave pattern with your arms. Elbows are in that 90-degree flexion. And let's go ahead and reverse the wave. This should feel so nice since we did a lot of reverse plank motions. And let's go ahead, when you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and come back into a similar position, and we're gonna bring your fingertips now towards you, and we're gonna come into a more reclined position. So step your feet 1 foot distance away from where we just were, and bringing your shoulders away from those ears, bending through the elbows. Inhale on the way down into tricep dips, and exhaling to come back into extension, but making sure that you don't hyperextend those elbows, that even at the extension position, you still have a slight bend in your elbows, making sure your elbows are close to your midline. So keeping your elbows in rather than out wide as we dip up and down. If you like to take this up a notch, you can come back into reverse tabletop by keeping your hips lifted the whole time as we do tricep dips. Or if you'd like to make this more hard and challenging, you can go ahead and step your feet all the way into extension and bringing your hips as high as you possibly can as we lower and lift from the triceps and elbows. So keeping your hips hovered the whole time. Whichever variations out of the 3, keep breathing and keep moving. You got it. As we get tired, you're gonna find that your elbows are gonna wanna flare out. So making sure you're checking in with the positioning of your wrists and your elbows. And you should be really starting to feel your tricep engagement, and you should feel also your chest stabilizing with that core, and your arms should be on fire with those shoulders as well. Nice. Keep your hips lifted if you are in version 2 or version 3. We're almost done here. Last strong rep coming up right here. Nice. And let's go ahead and slowly come back into our seated position. And we're gonna swivel over to our left sideline. You can either do this in a elbow plank, side plank version, or you can lie all the way down, all the way to the floor with your head rested. Either way, we're gonna be working into our glutes and adductor complex. So we're gonna go ahead and bring your top left leg 45 degrees forward, exhaling to lift, and inhale to hover the leg off the floor. And reminder, the angle is very important here because you're gonna be feeling more of your glutes and side lateral glutes as you bring your leg into that 45 degrees forward. So the key here is to keep and maintain that angle while lifting and lowering. And a reminder, if you are in the elbow plank version, making sure that you're not watching Netflix, you're engaging through the obliques, you're getting a really 2-in-1 situation while you're working not only your hips, but also into your side waist area. Either way, let's hold at the top here. And let's go ahead and do forward circles. Nice. Keeping your leg into that 45-degree forward and making beautiful round circles. You got it. And let's go ahead and slowly now reverse the circle backwards. Nice. We're almost done here. You should be really starting to feel all of your leg and abductor complex working here. The activation is so real here. Nice. And let's go ahead and hold at the top and lower and lift. Now halfway. Little pulse down, little pulse up. Reminder to keep focusing on the breath work. Last rep right here. And at the top, let's go ahead and hold in that beautiful lift. Do not lower the leg. 3, 2, 1. And now you got to lower the leg. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Again, either in a half tall side plank or all the way down on the floor, starting with our 45-degree lifts up and down, full range. Great work, everyone. The second side should feel easy mentally because you already know what's coming up. But the good news is we're almost done. We're more than halfway here now in your workout. Keep breathing through it. Inhale, hover, and exhale, lift. Let's do last 2 reps right here. And let's go ahead and slowly now come into a slight hold pause. And we're coming into forward direction circles, creating a beautiful circle with your toes here. Lower inhale and exhaling to create that beautiful arch of the circle. And let's go ahead and reverse the direction of the circles. Nice. Keep going, you got it. Checking in with your core. Are you feeling that core? Even when you're all the way on the floor, your low abdominal should be working. Great work. Last one right here. And let's go ahead and hold. Now slight lower and lift. Little tiny half ranges of motion of the lift. Almost done. Making sure your leg is in that 45-degree angle as we lower and lift. Nice. Last 3 reps. Last rep. Hold right here, nice and high. Keep that core engaged. Keep your glutes squeezed. Last 3, 2, 1, and bring your leg back into center. Give yourself a nice pat on the back. You did such a great job here. And we are almost done today. We're coming into some of our last exercises. Coming into a low plank position on your elbows. We're gonna go ahead and start with the right leg. We're gonna come into some glute activation rainbows with the core and the back and the arms. So we're gonna go ahead and take your right toe to tap onto one side of the mat, then create a nice beautiful rainbow in the center and tap your toes onto the other side. Lift and then tap while maintaining a nice solid core and back engagement. So this is as much a leg lift and lower, but it's also anti-rotation for the upper body, meaning we're only moving through the leg. We're not moving anything in the upper half of your body. So keeping everything as stable as you possibly can and really squeezing through your low abdominals and your glutes. Nice work, everyone. Let's do one last full rep right here. And now when you meet your right toes to the left side, let's go ahead and come into a 45-degree angle lift. So do not return that right leg back to the right side. We're gonna keep it the whole time on the left. Just lift and lower. Nice. Really keeping that beautiful 45-degree angle so you really feel this in your glutes. Awesome work. Reminder to keep your core engaged. Navel draws in towards the sky here, and your upper back is also squeezed. Let's go ahead and hold right here at the top. Nice deep inhale through the nose, deep exhale out through the mouth, and bringing your right knee back into the center. And we're gonna switch to the other side. Exact same combination. Bringing now your left toes onto the right side of your mat or space. Tap, inhale, and exhaling, creating a beautiful arch of the rainbow with your toes, and tap to the other side. Really stabilizing through the upper half of the body. As we get tired, your core and your low back is going to want to dip down towards the floor. So to minimize that, really resetting bringing your navel up towards the sky. Your tummy should be super, super tight if someone were to touch it or punch it. And your upper back should also be squeezed nice and tight. Imagine you're holding $1 million bills in between your shoulder blades. I know you don't want to let it go. Nice. Last rep right here. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and bring the left toes onto that right side. Keep it in that 45-degree angle. Just lift and lower. Nice. You got it. Keep breathing. When these exercises get tough, I want you to visualize the muscles working here. Keep going. Almost done. Last lower and lift in the 45 right here. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and hold at the top here. Continuing to breathe. Do not hold the breath. Last 3, 2, 1. And let's go ahead and return that leg back into center. And we have made it to the finale. We are ending with a low plank, bringing your toes together, really squeeze your inner thighs in the center. And we are coming into body saws, bringing your body weight forward on an exhalation. And on your inhalation, you're bringing your heels back away from the midline, making sure that your low back does not come down to the floor. Keep your hips lifted and in neutral. If you do find yourself arching your low back, coming onto your knees and doing a mini body saw, front and back motion. Nice. These don't have to be super, super large forward and back motions. They just need to be engaging. Again, if you're not feeling this one, that's okay. Just keep breathing and try as hard as you can. You got it. I believe in you. The good news is we're almost done. Last rep right here. And you already know the drill. We are holding in the center in plank. Keep squeezing your navel up towards the sky. Do not give up. Last 3, 2, 1. Great job. And let's go ahead and come into a cool down. You deserve it. Pushing your hips back just like we started, but now bringing your forehead down all the way to the floor and coming into a beautiful stretch for our spine, our arms, and our hips. Nice deep inhale through the nose and deep and complete exhalation out through your mouth. And on your next inhalation, we're gonna go ahead and come into your hands interlaced, pushing your hands away from you, palms facing away, and coming into our deep shoulder and upper back stretch, pressing your navel back behind you. Nice. And let's go ahead and now interlace your hands behind your hips and bringing yourself into a beautiful chest opener stretch, and also your arms looking up towards the sky here. If you do feel any sensitivity in your knees, you can also do this one in a standing version. Awesome work. Next up, we're gonna come into a hip opener and stretch. So we're gonna go ahead and take your left leg, thread it over your right, and your left elbow will meet on the inside of your left knee. And twisting back behind you, really feeling a beautiful spinal stretch in addition to our lateral glute and hip stretch here. Really focusing on steady, slow cycles of breathing. Nice, deep, complete inhalations and complete exhalations. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Right leg over the left. Right elbow meets on the inside of the knee and twist gently. And on your next inhalation, let's go ahead and keep that right leg into flexion. We're extending into the left leg forward, and we're gonna go ahead and come into a gentle forward fold stretch by reaching your fingertips up towards the sky and bringing your fingertips either on the outside of the leg, or if you can't reach that far, no worries at all. You can also hold onto your shins or even onto the left quad, wherever is accessible. The main thing here is that you're not pulling aggressively onto your leg. You're gently opening through the back side of the leg into a beautiful stretch for not only the bottom leg for the hamstrings and the calves, but also into that right hip. Nice work, everyone. On your next inhalation, let's go ahead and return back into center. Switch sides. And we'll take 3 more full cycles of deep breathing here. Last opportunity to get deep into our stretches today. And on your next inhalation, let's go ahead and unwind from the stretch. And thank you so much for taking the time today for doing this workout for yourself. I'm so proud of you if you made the time for yourself today. Let's go ahead and bring your hands up towards the sky, grabbing only the positive vibes and into your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today in your workout. I will see y'all for day 2 if you're joining this series. Have a wonderful day.